Assalamu alaikum. I'm back, as I promised, with a page of Surah Al-Baqarah, page 23 exactly, that continues to discuss the change of the direction of prayer. And I had mentioned in my previous lesson that for me, as a woman who had a particular issue with this for a long time, I am willing, and I hope able, to put forward some form of tafseer, you may call it that, regarding this. And I really appreciate the opportunity to do it. And I feel it has legitimacy based on criteria that you need to make tafseer. And the main one is Arabic and knowledge of the sarf and other things which I don't want to go into here. But I have been given permission by more than one sheikh to make tafseer, and inshallah, well, they're all in Egypt. I don't know how much good that's going to do, but I'm going to do it now, and hopefully it will only be 15 minutes. And the focus here is the direction of the prayer having to do with my wearing the niqab. And I'm going to go verse by verse, so it will seem much simpler to follow it along. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذين آتيناهم الكتاب يعرفونه كما يعرفون أبناءهم وإن فريقا منهم لا يكتمون الحق وهم يعلمون. Allah tells us here that those who have been given the book, meaning, as you know, the book includes all the divinely revealed revelation, unalterated in its original form. They know it as they know their own children, but there are some of them who hide it, and they know they're hiding it. الحق من ربك فلا تكونن من الممترين. The truth is from your Lord, so don't be of the deniers. ولكل وجهة هو موليها فاستبقوا الخيرات أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا إن الله على كل شيء قدير. Allah says, to everyone, He turns their face. Likuli wishatun. A wish means your face or what you face. So this verse is telling you that whatever direction you turn towards, Allah has turned you towards that direction. So race and good deeds, and anywhere you are, أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا. Allah is going to come to you all, because Allah is capable of everything. وَمِنْ حَيْثُ خَرَجْتَ فَوَلِّ وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ وَإِنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكَ وَمَا اللَّهُ بِغَافِلٍ أَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. Allah says, from wherever you came out, turn your face to the Masjid al-Haram, meaning the Kaaba in Mecca. For it is the truth from your Lord. And Allah, and your Lord and Allah is not unmindful of what you do. وَمِنْ حَيْثُ خَرَجْتَ فَوَلِّ وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ وَحَيْثُ مَا كُنْتُمْ فَوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ شَطْرًا لِأَلَا يَكُونُ لِلنَّاسِ عَلَيْكُمْ حُجَّةٌ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْهُمْ فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ وَاخْشَوْنِي وَلِيُتِمَّ نِعْمَتِي عَلَيْكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. This is quite a long ayah, 5 lines, so we're going to take it bit by bit and digest it, hopefully, and understand it. Hopefully all of it. And I hope it enters your mind and your heart, because Allah is the one that allows you to understand something. One person can read the exact same thing with the same knowledge of Arabic, and not have it enter their heart. So let's make a dua right now that it entered my heart in this manner that I'm going to share with you. And I feel that it is a legitimate tafseer, and I hope it enters your heart likewise. The previous verse started with, وَمِنْ حَيْثُ خَرَجْتَ فَوَلِّ وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. This following verse starts the exact same way. Wherever you came from, turn your face towards the direction of the Kaaba in Mecca. And then it adds, وَمِنْ حَيْثُ مَا كُنْتُمْ. And wherever you had been or you were, turn your face shatra, the same. Why? So that there would be on other people a hujjah. It's like an excuse, a reason that they would get it. Hujjah. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا. Except those who do dhulm. And as I told you, dhulm in Arabic means putting something in the wrong place. Therefore, it means putting your prayer direction in the wrong place if you are an oppressor. فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ وَاخْشَوْنِي. Do not take account because of them. Allah said, some people say it means fear. No, fear is khawf. فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ. Don't fear them. وَاخْشَوْنِي. But this, khashya, it's more than that. It's not just fear. Some people say, well, I'm not afraid, but amal hisabik, you do take into account what people think of you, what you feel they ought to think of you. Everyone wants to be loved, and if not loved, everyone wants to be respected. Everyone wants to be taken into account. But Allah says, La takshawhum. Don't, on this subject specifically, don't have the khashya for humans. Wakhshawni. He's saying, have it for me. Because of course he's the one that's going to hurt you or help you, and humans can't. Why? لِيُتِمَّ نِعْمَتِي عَلَيْكُمْ وَلَعَلَكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. So that I can complete the favors to you, and you will be guided. كَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا فِيكُمْ رُسُلًا مِنْكُمْ يَتْلُو عَلَيْكُمْ آيَاتِنَا. Allah says, as we sent within you messengers from you to recite to you ayatina, our verses. وَيُزَكِّيكُمْ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. And to increase you and teach you the kitab wal hikmah. The kitab is Quran. The hikmah, meaning wisdom in general translations, literally means the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad. What he did and what he said is what we call hikmah. Now, the word for hikmah in the Greek language is Sophia. And to them, it's philosophy. So, who is the wise man? Who is the man who has wisdom? Well, there would be many if you look at other systems. We've been raised with many names, all European. So funny. It's not funny, but I'm just speaking about my experience. Age 72, raised in the Irish Catholic environment, in the Boston area, Arlington to be precise, right next to Cambridge, where Harvard and MIT are. And in all my life, going through grad school, studying history, I never heard about Islam or Muhammad or the Quran or Arabic until I decided to major in it for the PhD and sought after it, almost like ran after it as an investigator to try to get some idea of who were the other people. I used to always say that. When I was a little girl, I would ask my mom, and of course she didn't know, Mom, who were the other people who lived there where Jesus walked? Because when I was 9, my mom gave me a Bible for my birthday because I asked for it. She said, what do you want? I said, I want a Bible. And I just was always a little religious child. But you see, being in Catholic school, we never used the Bible, and we were never told to read the Bible. We accepted what the Pope in Rome told us. And then the nuns would use the Baltimore Catechism, and that was the be-all and end-all of what you needed to know. So when I asked for a Bible, she gave me this lovely, it was baby blue leather covered Bible, you know, with the gold on the edges, the way they would do the pages, and how beautiful it was. And I would try to make sense of it, and I would always say, no, there's something missing here. Who were the other people there? And finally, as I got older, someone said, oh, they were the Arabs. No, irrelevant, literally. That's all I could come up with, but I kept saying Jesus, Nazareth, Galilee. Oh, could they have been the original settlers? Palestinian? Oh, no, let's not get into politics, but you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean, because this is the words of Allah. And the word Palestine or Philistine is not in here at all. And as I said in a previous lesson, you will not be questioned about what they used to do. And that is a big verse for me, because really, we have to be careful with what we view as history. And I'm more so because I studied it for so long, and it was my, you can say, favorite subject forever. So I more so have to be careful. So I prefer to stick with the words of Allah, knowing what it means, and trying to make some sense out of it. Because sometimes it's not just what the translation tells you. You have to really dwell. It's called tadabbur, on what Allah is trying to tell you. And here he said he sent a messenger from amongst you to teach you, etc., as I told you, the book and the wisdom, the Quran and the Sunnah. وَيُعَلِّمُكُم مَا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ, and to teach you that which you did not know. Now, as we know, all of these verses in Quran are forever. They don't go away. So, in other words, this Quran and this knowledge has been going around the world since it was revealed. There's always someone who did not know. There are people, there are countries, there are places, there are religions, there are systems who do not know. And I know that because I was raised in the supposed academic apex of the country. And I'll tell you, either they did not know or they were hiding it. I prefer to give them an excuse. The hujjah, that's the word I used previously, and you can put it into context now. Do you have a hujjah alayk? Did you hear? Are you pretending you didn't hear? Or, the worst is the katam al-ilm, which I had mentioned to you before. Are you hiding what you know? Oh, that is just, and that's what makes me so fearful, which is why I'm going forward with this Quran and leaving off for a while the qada wa qadar, because I just got this sudden fear that I would be accused of this on Judgment Day. And if I am accused of this, I am in the fire, because it's in the Quran telling me this in many places. وَاذْكُرُونِي يُذْكُرْكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي وَلَا تَكْفُرُونَ. Remember me and I'll remember you, and thank me, and don't disbelieve. لَا تَكْفُرُونَ. Don't disbelieve while you're being a kafir, which means you have to act like you never heard about it. It's not just simply disbelieving. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الصَّابِرِينَ. Allah says, O you who believe, seek help through patience and prayer. And Allah is with the patient. Now, you're probably saying, well, she hasn't told us about the niqab yet. Save the best for last, we used to say. When I was in Egypt and I first arrived, I couldn't bear the sight of anyone in a niqab. I thought they were literally perhaps a little slow, mentally not really with it. And it was a form of just regressing into oblivion, and I really disliked them, and I thought they're setting the movement of women's, I don't say the word liberation, I say women's coming to the fore in knowledge. How can you do this? And the longer I lived there, the more I used to see them everywhere, and I would say, oh, It's so oppressively hot. All this black, they say the black attracts the sun, and my goodness. And even once I remember I was on a trip down to the Sharm el-Sheikh, and I noticed sitting next to me, there was one of them, and she was with her husband. And when we stopped for refreshments, the husband went and got a nice cold drink for himself and one for her. And he came back on smiling and sat down, and he was drinking a Coke or whatever it was. And she lifted up her, at that time I would call it like a curtain, and she starts drinking, and she's wearing the black gloves, and she's having her Coke. But I just thought, how unfair is this? That she has to do it like that, and he doesn't have to do it like that. So, every time I would see niqabis, I would pity them. I started to get a little softer. I would just pity them. But then after some years, when my son was in school, I thought I'd volunteer at an orphanage close to my home. And there I met many niqabis who were extremely brilliant, brave, helpful, generous, kind, loving. I said, whoa. That's why I say don't judge something unless you've actually encountered it, unless you've been close to it. We say in Arabic, man daqa arif, whoever tastes knows. Well, very quickly my attitude changed to niqabis. And then I went to work in another school where there were more, and I thought, they're all the same. They're awesome. What could it be? Because I felt kind of guilty now that I'm not wearing it. So I went on a quest to find out, should I wear it or should I not wear it? And that quest took me a year. And it was many, many discussions with many types of women. Niqabi and not niqabi. This just give you some of the vocab. The head covering, we call it hijab. That simply means you cover your head, which is not really legitimate translation. A hijab means a barrier. So a hijab should mean a niqab. And there are verses in the Quran for that. However, this particular word is used in Egypt. If you're a hijabi, you're a hijabi. You cover your hair. If you're a niqabi, you cover your face. So I hope that this has helped you in your understanding of some of the lingo, because really the meaning of the words is everything, and it's the utmost cut to the chase, shall we say. If you can prove, as much as any human can, what Allah has meant with His words, you've won the battle. Now, I'm going to get on to more personal aspects, but for now I don't want to leave you because the driver's coming, and then I'll have to just run. So I have 5 more minutes. So I want to bring back this Shatr al-Masjid al-Haram. You face the Masjid al-Haram and you face a Shatra. And I told you previously it would be one face of the cube. So after my lengthy quest to find out, is it true, is it not true, and you have so many opinions from expert scholars who differ. Some say you must wear it, some say you should wear it, some say it's irrelevant whether you wear it or not. It's, as I said, it needs a whole lesson by itself. However, when Allah says, turn your face towards Mecca, He doesn't mention the niqab or the hijab or women or anything. And that's why I'm telling you, as a woman, I felt 4 times Allah says this in this page and another page before it. He keeps saying, turn your face from wherever you've been, from wherever you were. In other words, doesn't matter where you came from or how you were raised or your nationality. He doesn't mention anything like sociological important things that we always use to gauge someone's behavior, someone's point of view, either, to their detriment or not. Oh, well, she's just one of those who fill in the blanks. Allah doesn't say that. He says, wherever you have come from, wherever you were, turn towards Mecca. So, all right, we know this. It changed. The Qibla changed to distinguish others. I say the word Christians and Jews, but I don't really like using these terms because they're loaded terms, and I said I'd make another lesson on that, and I will. But for now, this proves you're a Muslim accepting the final revelation, which is Quran. Turn your face. But seeing as I was on the subject of face, when I was trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do, these ayat really hit me because they come on 2 consecutive pages in the same phraseology. And I kept thinking, face, what am I supposed to do? If I'm a true Muslim, and here I am in a very foreign country, I mean, after all, Egypt is Africa, and I'm an American, and I was, unfortunately, I have to say that I was much concerned with my face and my hair, and the usual detours that women take almost from the time they can look in the mirror. And I thought, wow, why would you cover that? Is that really like a good thing? It's a great thing. It's probably the best thing you'll ever do. But now for the purposes of dawah and in my old age, I'm trying to reach out to those who perhaps might have been like me. And if they had seen the niqab, they would have just flipped the channel, not even pressed the button to watch this YouTube video. And there's so many details that I would love to share with you regarding exactly how, when, where, and why that day that I covered my face. And the feelings that I had about it. Because there's more. First it started with these ayat, and it started with the subject of turning the direction of prayer, and then it went on to Mecca and the Kaaba, and then it went on to the personal things that I'm going to give you in another lesson because there's so many of them. And how it happened was, of course, as you know, you've done my Shifa al-Alil, Ibn Qayyim, Qada wa Qadr, you learn the decree. And if you've been watching my other YouTube videos, you know that only Allah can do this. Was it my free choice? Obviously. But was it really my choice? Allah knew it before I was born. And this is the beauty of knowing Arabic, that you can really, I always say Arabic is like a lockdown. And using that euphemism now is loaded because, oh no, locked and loaded. Being an American, you get all of these expressions that sometimes people might understand and sometimes they won't. When I say Arabic is like a lockdown, there's really no wiggle room in it. Even though some scholars say, oh no, this fiqh, and this person, and this sheikh. Allah says in the Quran, الَّذِينَ يَخْتَلِفُوا فِي الْكِتَابِ لَا فِي شِقَاقٍ بَعِيدٍ. Those who differ with what this book is saying, لَا فِي شِقَاق, they're walking around in circles, miserable, far away from where they should be. So with that, I'll close and I'll do a continuation. The continuation, I will not read another page. I'll give you more of a personal expose. There's another American euphemism. No, politely and without naming names and without hurting anyone or being immature. I'm going to tell you my personal story, my journey to the niqab, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.